Elon was all embarrassed of his new baby mama. He was trying to make her seem like she was crazy, even though he is the one that sent her his sperm and egg so she could get in vitro fertilized with his offspring. And now he's unfollowing her. Oh, my God. Elon Musk is no longer following his baby mama. Holy God. Hey, baby, that's why you don't get knocked up by narcissistic billionaires who don't give a shit about you. Of course, I know that she's a gold digger, and she still won the fucking lottery anyway, so she don't actually care. But they're so weird. These family values people, family first people. Him and Donald Trump. 13 kids by, 7 women. Or is it more than that? 17 kids by 7 women. It's a bunch of kids, y'all. And a whole lot of a family unit going on there. And then they claim, folks, the Doge team, Doge claimed that they cut $8 billion for one contract. Oh, my God. They're getting rid of corruption. They're getting rid of all this fraudulent spending. $8 billion in one contract. It turns out they added a zero, and it was $8 million. So everything they do, they just lie. And then when you call out this lie, they're on to the next lie. So then apparently they accidentally fired a bunch of researchers for bird flu. You know, the next pandemic, bird flu. Yeah, USDA accidentally fired its bird flu researchers. What do we need those for? What? We don't need no researchers for a bird flu. Hey, just die. It's a thinning of the herd. It's a culling of the weak. That seems cold, but that's how they think of this, folks. You have an immune system. If your immune system isn't strong enough to protect you, then fucking die. That's one less useless eater for us to worry about. Here's the pro-life people. Don't actually give a shit about your life. Then, in protest, the Social Security head stepped down because Doge put backdoors into all of our Social Security systems. They put backdoors and basically God mode, where they control our entire government. They've gone into every government agency, and their hackers have taken over the system so they can just track and trace us, steal our information. He's clearly feeding this information to Grok, his AI program. No telling what they're going to do with it. Undoubtedly, they're going to use this information to go after their political opponents and steal money and whatever they want to. No one's going to stop them. No oversight. Nothing. Speaking of which, remember Trump. Hey, I'm not going to let Elon do anything that's a conflict of interest. I'm watching out. Yeah, FDA fires staff reviewing Elon Musk's Neuralink company. Yeah, well, conflict of interest? What? Yeah. Food and Drug Administration employees reviewing Elon Musk's brain implant company Neuralink were fired over the weekend as part of a broader purge of the federal workforce. Yeah. Who needs any kind of regulation when it comes to brain implants? I mean, we know he already tortures monkeys, so no one seems to give a shit anyway. And then Dodge and SpaceX employees are now working directly at the FAA and Department of Defense. Agencies that have billions of dollars in contracts with Musk companies are regulating them. How is that not a conflict of interest? They're asking Donald Trump right off the bat. Hey, it's obviously a conflict of interest. You said you were going to look into this. Here's his response.
Mr. President, given your concerns about corruption, you said that if there were any conflicts of interest with Elon Musk, you wouldn't let him anywhere near it.
That's right.
Doge and SpaceX employees are now working directly at the Federal Aviation Administration and the Defense Department, agencies that have billions of dollars in contracts with Musk's companies or that directly regulate his companies. How is that not a conflict of interest?
Well, I mean, I'm just hearing about it, and if there is, and he told me before I told him, but obviously I will not let there be any conflict of interest.
But there is conflict of interest. They just told you about it. His response is, well, I didn't know about it. Hey, I won't let any corruption that I claim to know about happen. I just will say I don't know anything about it and then turn a blind eye. Yeah, that's the whole fucking point. It's weird how Trump knows everything until he doesn't want to know something. And then I never even heard it. What? I don't even understand the language you're speaking. Where even am I right now? It's just crazy. No one knows more about it than him, but he knows nothing. And remember, folks, they were claiming that the Social Security Administration had Tens of millions of people illegally receiving Social Security, claiming they were 150 years old. Remember that? They're still saying it. I'll show you if you don't remember it. But anyway, of course, that's not true. Sounds like White House may have misinterpreted DOGE data on Social Security. It seems we are not paying these benefits. Rather, these people age 150 and whatever are just on the rolls despite no checks going out. If that's the case, it is. This is not the huge fine that people hope for. Of course it's not. While Social Security records should be cleaned up, it appears this finding will have little savings effect since the checks weren't going out. Looks like the team got in over their skis on this one. They didn't, though. They just lied on purpose. They knew. Like, everybody knows that tens of millions of people are not receiving Social Security checks when they're supposed to be dead. Like, we all know that, right? It's just too stupid. They know this is not true, but they tell the lie. They tell another lie, and then when you're busy explaining the lies, they move to the next lie. That's how the game is played now, folks. You literally cannot play the game the way it's set up now, unless you're willing to lie continuously. If you're an honest person, you cannot win in the current system. Your vote doesn't work. The only way to con and fool people to voting who you want to is to fire hose lies. So if you're not a dishonest piece of shit, there's nothing you can do in the system. It's set up like that way on purpose. But that's not keeping them from spreading the lie, folks. Donald Trump yesterday.
But when I saw the Social Security numbers, I said, wow, that's really something. So we have, let's just go above 100 years old. We have millions and millions of people over 100 years old. Everybody knows that's not so. We have a very corrupt country, very corrupt country. And
Really?
It's a sad thing to say.
It's sad.
We're figuring it out. Now, the good thing about Social Security and what I read is if you take all of those numbers off, because they're obviously fraudulent or incompetent, but if you take all of those millions of people off Social Security, all of a sudden we have a very powerful Social Security.
Yeah, none of that's true, though. You're just making this up, just lying, and using this as an excuse to gut Social Security. They're going to cut your grandma's Social Security. They're going to cut your Social Security. They're going to cut benefits for the least among us, the most vulnerable, and use this as an excuse. These lies that they know are lies, folks. He's not accidentally saying this. He's not making a mistake. He is lying on purpose. They all are. Here's his spokesperson on Fox News.
He is now delivering on it. And I've been fighting fake news reporters all day long here in the Washington, D.C. swamp who are trying to fearmonger the American people into believing that this administration is going after their hard-earned tax dollars and their hard-earned Social Security checks.
You are.
So I want to set the record straight on your show tonight, Sean, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do so. President Trump has directed Elon Musk and the DOGE team to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. They haven't dug into the books yet, but they suspect that there are tens of millions of deceased people who are receiving fraudulent Social Security payments.
Tens of millions. There's only 350 million people in this country. Tens of millions of people claiming fraudulent Social Security checks, and no one has noticed yet. No one's noticed. Of course, not a single proof, not a single bit of evidence. If this is true, where are all the arrests at? You could be pert walking all these people on TV to prove it right now. If there's millions, tens of millions, find 5, just 5. Pert walk them to prove your point. Why are you not doing that? That would be incredible optics if you did that. It's just complete fucking horseshit. Here's Koch Jr., the same thing. Thoughts and prayers to the tens of millions of Americans above the age of 100 who are still collecting Social Security and remain on those rolls. I'm sure this is totally legit. This is why you can't have health care, folks. This is why you can't afford to have a child, because you elected crooks to lie to you and steal from you. Not you, but the idiots in this country, at least 30% of them. And just further proof, folks, that they're not doing this on accident. So you remember Donald Trump was in a press conference with Elon Musk a couple of days ago, and the reporter specifically told them Hey, you guys are saying that America gave $50 million to Gaza, to Hamas for condoms. This is not true. It was Hamas in Zimbabwe, a Providence, and we were just giving them, it was not all for condoms. It was for pediatric AIDS preventions and to help stop sexually transmitted disease in this war-torn, poor area. But it had nothing to do with Palestine or Gaza. You guys are just making this up and lying. He was sitting right there. He heard it. He acknowledged her. He knows it's not true. Here's him today.
Money. And in another program, $50 million plus another $50 million for condoms for Hamas. Do you know about that?
Now it's $100 million suddenly. Now they've doubled down on the lie that they know it's not true.
$100 million for condoms. Condoms. Does everybody know what a condom is?
Nobody knows.
For Hamas, $100 million. And these are just some. I could read this list all day long.
So they know they're not making a mistake. It's not an accident. He 100% knows. And not a single maggot cares. And then, Levi! You know Levi, the Shazam guy? I thought he was going to be a good actor back in the day, but he turned out to be a giant chuddy piece of shit. Anyway, he's on Fox News begging President Elon, please, Elon. There's a lot of maggots who are getting fired from our government. Hey, we should have some kind of program that allows Trump supporters not to get fired. Some kind of DEI for Trump supporters. Fire only the left-wing people, Elon.
You know, listen, for people sitting where we're sitting, I was very supportive of Bobby Kennedy. That led me to Donald Trump. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful that the election went the way that it did. And specifically because people like Bobby and Tulsi Gabbard are now in there and confirmed and can do the work. And listen, Doge is complicated, right? Like, there are a lot of people that are very afraid right now because there are truly good working people that work for the government that are getting lost in the cracks. And we have got to do something about that. Please, Elon, and all of your team and whatever needs to happen, please don't let everybody fall through the cracks as we are doing what is necessary, which is to get in there and like cut a cancer out, man. You know, sometimes they go in for cancer surgery.
Yeah, you government employees, you're cancers. You're parasites. Not the guy who got, what, $100 billion in government subsidies? Still getting government subsidies? Not him. You guys. You're the cancer guys. As they loot our goddamn coffers. These are the people, Levi. Immigrants didn't steal my job. The president did. They laid off my whole crew. Yep. Here's your cancer, Levi. Always doing such a good job. And then, are we 1984 yet, folks? Are we there yet? Now they're claiming that Elon Musk doesn't work for Deutsche. I'm not making this up, folks. I gotta rub my eyebrows for a second before I get into this. They're telling us that Elon doesn't work for Deutsche now. I'm not making this up. White House tells federal court Musk isn't any part of Deutsche. Elon Musk is not the leader of Deutsche, the mysterious Trump administration operation overseeing an effort to break and remake the federal bureaucracy. In fact, he's not even technically part of it at all, the White House said in court papers Monday night. In a 3-page declaration, a top White House personnel official revealed that Musk's title is senior advisor to the president, a role in which he has no actual or formal authority to make government decisions himself. This is literally 1984. Say two completely contradictory things, and you have to believe both of them. This is Donald Trump today. Yesterday, folks, his lawyers in court said Elon Musk is not part of Deutsche. Donald Trump today.
I signed an order creating the Department of Government Efficiency and put a man named Elon Musk in charge. Thank you, Elon, for doing it. Thank you very much.
Believe them both, folks. Elon Musk running Deutsche, saving our country, and also has nothing to do with it at all. You're not doubting our glorious leader, are you? Both these things are completely fucking true. Just hard to believe, but I mean, it's not, but goddamn, it's so weird. And then it's a small club, folks, and you and I aren't in it. All these billionaires circling the wagons to protect each other. Meta X's Facebook ad critical of Musk. Somebody wanted to put an ad. They wanted to literally pay Facebook to put an ad up declaring that Elon Musk was doing unacceptable business practices and he was a danger to the country. Zuckerberg won't even take their money, folks. Remember the last show, they did the same thing on the Washington Post where Zebos refused to run the same ad on the Washington Post. The oligarchs will not let you criticize them. No criticism allowed of your glorious rulers, y'all. Folks, they're going to kill us if we don't stop them. They can't control themselves. They're mentally ill. They cannot stop. We have to stop them. And then, sorry for employees at Tesla dealership. We hate him too. They quit. I mean, I know that's easier said than done. I am a hypocrite. But, I get it. I don't know if this is real or not, but I want to believe it, so I do. But this one's real. Man, it seems like such a hassle to have any kind of Tesla these days. I wouldn't have one. Here's someone giving a Tesla a dirt bath just randomly. Seems like you'd have to be continuously nervous that someone is going to spray paint, damage, key your car. I don't think I'd put myself through it. I think I would not buy one or sell one if I got one. Here's more examples of it. Seen in Brooklyn this AM, an egg Cybertruck with a bag of dog shit and also unbagged dog shit. Yeah, it's a great place to put your dog shit if you need it, folks. I mean, it looks like a trash can. Why not just smear dog shit all over it? Some people think. I would never say that, obviously. Obviously, I would never tell anybody to do anything to a Cybertruck or any Tesla, but people are doing it anyway.